Welcome to another lesson in the 5 Minutes of Zen series. Last week we were talking about the Heart Sutra. We were getting across this distillation of the Prajnaparamita tradition or scriptures, and that means the perfection of wisdom. We were talking about Sunya, this idea of emptiness or voidness, that everything in relative reality is void of self-nature. It is a reality, it is arising, but everything in it arises and passes because it has no sustaining or particular nature that would keep it as an individual event going. What everything has as its essential nature, pure mind, is always there. But pure mind has no differences in it. There are no individual events. Pure mind is simply a unity. It is a oneness. Often you might hear people say things like, let's get this started. Often you might hear people say, I'm experiencing oneness, unity consciousness, that kind of thing. This is a way to talk about the experience of ultimate reality. But what's going on there isn't you experiencing it. It's simply the experience as it is for itself, meaning that each of us can have that experience of our own nature. But when we're having that experience, and this is very important, it won't be you experiencing some other thing. There is no other thing. There is that only, and that is called Advaya, non-dual. There's not two. So in that experience, there is only one. Relative reality is called Dvaya or Dvaita, and that means two. Well, it means two or more. It's that bifurcation in which mind is now being experienced in many, many, many ways. And that's why the Heart Sutra says, form is emptiness, emptiness is form. So in the realities that are possible, the two truths, ultimate reality is allowing relative reality to occur, but relative reality will not last. Nothing in relative reality can stain ultimate reality. So your nature, your essence cannot be polluted or stained. Now, previously I said, but many, many, many lifetimes may be stained. The lifetimes that occur are because there is a stream of consciousness that you believe to be real. You believe that you've done horrible things, or that you've been inactive when you should have been active, and you have these gnawing anxieties and these desires to have a do-over. That's what keeps perpetuating all of these things. They are not in ultimate reality even occurring, but they seem very real when they are, and they will generate lifetimes of endeavors. Now, if you think, that sounds like a great thing, I want to have lifetimes of endeavors, it only takes one really rough one to have you maybe decide you're really not up for that. Anyway, we are talking about wisdom and the perfection of wisdom. The perfection of wisdom is simply to understand the two truths. What you decide to do with it after that is purely up to you. I think you'll be surprised how you see things once you attain it. So let's talk about a mantra that occurs in the Heart Sutra that I asked you to Google last time. And that mantra is in the Sanskrit language, so regardless of whether you're reading a Tibetan translation or a Chinese translation, they usually keep that mantra pure in its original language, the way it was written out. And it says, Gate gate paragate parasamgate bodhi swaha. What that means is go, go, go beyond, go completely beyond, and abide in awakening. It just is simply inviting the reader of that to grasp this concept of ultimate and relative reality, and this idea of shunya, of emptiness or voidness, and to sit and do the meditation, and to go beyond, go completely beyond what we think is real right now, and abide and find that ultimate reality. When you do this, this idea of compassion and morality and ethics suddenly takes on a whole new dimension and a new tone as you start to realize that everybody out in this entire world, in fact through these great cosmos, whether we discover lives and planets that are inhabited by people, they're all going to be on that same quest, trying to find out what is their nature and is there anything beyond the life that you live right now. So this meditation practice is to invite you to experience that and start weighing in on this discussion, not from something you heard or from a scripture that you read, but from your own experience, from your own seeing. Seeing is believing. It's not seeing through the eyes, but what the Buddha wants is for people to know this for themselves, to truly know it, not just accept it. So that's this week's 5 Minutes of Zen. We'll see you next time.